Hello, people! This is your host and host Kranti once again back with another new What If, and this is What If Our Boy, aka one and only Midoriya Izuku Midoriya ate the Gomu no Mi Part 2. So last time when we were here, Deku just Deku won. Deku just became the number one student in the entrance exam. Now we are gonna go to the cork apprehension test. Yeah, cork apprehension test. So what's gonna happen? Deku's gonna come and Bakugo is gonna be like, "Oi, Deku, you alive? Bloody hell!" Okay, I don't know why I gave him a British accent. I don't know. Maybe I just like the British accent. So Deku comes to UA High. He sees Bakugo arguing with Ida, and Deku's like, "Oh, Bakugo-chan, how are you doing, man? I hope everything's okay. How's your family doing? How's your dad? How's your mother? How they're doing? Lovely." So Bakugo's like, "Deku, you're alive?" I'm like, "Yeah, where are you this years?" Deku's like, "Well, I was just lost in the path of life, acquiring power and strength." And Bakugo is like, "Okay, that's good and all, but okay, if you say so, then say so." But after the whole incident, Deku and Bakugo is the Aizawa Sensei comes and Aizawa Sensei says, "Hey kids, just shut the F up, shut the fuck up. We're gonna go to the training hall and we're gonna we're gonna do the cork apprehension test." But people are saying "But what about orientation?" And he says, "Orientations are for losers and pussies. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna go and do the cork apprehension test. If you don't like how I run my class, I will expel you." So everybody goes to the field and they just become hunky-dory and cool, and after that they just go and then Aizawa Sensei gives the ball to Deku, and then he says, "Kid, you got the highest mark." And Baku is like, "He got highest mark? A corkless loser like him? How is that possible? I was wondering how the hell did he even got to UA High, let alone class 1A? And Aizawa is like, "Shut the fuck up, Blondie. He got into UA High and he got the highest marks. So just let him do his thing. Hey, let's see how much you can throw the ball." Deku is like, "Okay, you want me to throw the ball? Okay." Then Deku just twists his arms because he's made of rubber. So he twists and he does 1 million rotation of his arm, and then he throws the ball. I'm kidding you not. He throws the ball in the sky, and it just becomes it reaches Mach 3 speed, and it just reaches several kilometers, not meters, for you non-Americans, and for Americans, several miles. Let's say 10 kilometers. I don't know the miles because I was not born in America. And I follow the cool system, that is the matrix system that everybody else in the world does. So Deku throws the ball, it goes to 10 kilometers, and everybody's like, "Oh, Nani? That is so strong." Then Deku obviously demolishes the grip test and the speed test. Yeah, he transforms into a rubber ball, giant rubber bouncy ball, because I told you in the last What If, he can change the property of his rubber. He can be bouncy, he can be hard, he can be stretchy, he can be any kind of rubber. He can rubber be liquid? Yeah, let's say he can also be liquid. Okay, for shits and giggles. So he can be that too, and he just bounces like bump, two bounce. He's gets it. So he beats Ida in terms of speed. Yeah, so that's pretty insane. Deku crushes pretty much every other test in the core comprehension test, but he does not crush every single. I mean, don't want to make him too OP, but still kind of OP. So after that, Deku, like they're like, okay, Deku is good, and Bakugo is like, oh, okay, Deku, how did you become this good? And Deku is like, well, I am made of rubber. I have the property of rubber. I am rubber man, so I'm like rubber. I can change my body's properties and rubber properties. Yeah, Deku is still gonna be a nerd. He's not gonna be like nonchalant or like happy-go-lucky like Luffy, but still gonna be our nerd Deku, because nerd Deku is pretty freaking cool. So after that incident, Deku is gonna like what am I saying? Bloody hell. So Deku is basically gonna like do his activity, and that's gonna be where we're going to the heroes versus villains arc. Yeah, heroes versus villains. Yeah, then Bakugo and Ida versus Deku and Momo. Why? Because I'm gonna ship them. So yeah, Momo and Deku goes, and they are gonna fight with Bakugo and Ida. So the whole fight happens, and Deku stomps the shit out of them. Like Bakugo is trying to like, I'm gonna make you explode, and Deku just hardens and it's like, oh, you know, my body can become as rough as Kevlar, but bullet can't pierce me. Blunt force explosion will do nothing. And also I can stretch, which reduces kinetic energy. So if you don't have kinetic energy, no matter how much force you exert, it's not gonna be any impactful. And plus I'm made of rubber, so I can take a heavy dose of beating Bakugo. Then Bakugo is like, oh shit balls, I effed up. And Deku is like, well, let me show you something really cool. And he does like a hammer fist. No, not hammer fist. He makes like a big hand, like a semi-big hand, not a humongous gear type hand, but a kind of big hand. And he makes his hand transform into almost like boxing gloves. Yes, and he hearts them, and then he goes like, Gomu Gomu no pistol, no, Gomu Gomu no machine gun barrage. Then Baku is like fucked. He's like, Bakugo is not getting up. So Ida is doing his villain monologue, and Uraraka is like being stealthy and not Uraraka, Momo is being stealthy and sneaky. And then what Momo does, she makes a cannon. Then she shoots it to like a warning shot to Ida, and does not actually hurt him. Then Ida is like, oh, I found you, you villain, you hero. Then Ida goes like supersonic. Is Ida supersonic? Let's say he's kinda fast. He goes to her, tries to catch her. Then he realizes it's a trap. Momo created a machine gun, or like a laser gun, or like a bazooka, which fires after a due timer. And Ida is like, oh fuck, she tricked me. And then Momo creates like a frictionless like a substance, like liquid form of substance, which makes that you cannot have any friction. Yes, there is such a liquid like that. She can create virtually anything if she knows the molecular structure of it. So she knows it, she creates that. And Momo is like, hey villain, catch me if you can. And Ida is trying to run, and he's like trying to run and falling, trying to run and falling. It's not like one of the Three Stooges kind of style. Like imagine soap, water, and Three Stooges, like just falls down, and again and again and again and again, and Ida just gets effed by simple liquid. And Momo touches the bomb, and All Might says, the hero team wins! And then everybody's like, okay, who's the MVP here? And they're like, okay, Momo is the MVP because she is creative, and Deku is pretty much the second MVP because he used his imagination and his power pretty wildly. After that incident, the whole classroom and the class goes by, and everything goes hunky-dory. Oh yeah. And then comes the USJ arc. Yes, so people are gonna go to the USJ arc, and a lot of portal opens, a lot of villains comes, and is like, oh, we're gonna even fight with fake villains. That's pretty cool. And I was like, no, they're not fake villains, they're real villains. Sound the alarm. And Deku is like, people are saying, Ida, Deku, you should go and warn the others. And Deku says, no, I'm not gonna do that. Yes, I am fast, but I have more combat strength compared to Ida. So Ida should go. And Ida is like, yeah, that's a logical decision. Then Ida is running like a bitch to one of the heroes. And Deku is like, okay, it's time to take out some trash. And Deku is like on the lake side, and Deku is like, he's swimming, he can't swim. Then Ashido, the frog girl, like, okay, grabs a hold of Deku and Minata. And then Deku is like, okay, Minata, you can throw bombs, yeah? Okay, you're useless, you don't need anything. So, Froki, just take me to the shipyard. They take him to the shipyard, and Deku is like, Froppy, jump! And Deku is like, Froppy is like, why? I'm telling you to jump. Then she jumps, and Deku is jumping even higher. He jumps super duper high, and makes sure that Froppy is jumping even higher than him, because he made a trampoline with his fingers and with his palm of his hand, which he stretched out, and then using Froppy's leg muscle and the elasticity of the hand on the air, Froppy is jumping even higher. Then Deku blows air onto his another hand. He creates like gear third level giant big arm, and he makes the hand super hard, like Kevlar, even harder than that. I don't know if there is any harder from than that, but it is so hard that it can crush mountain made of steel. Yeah, and then he stretches, contracts, like twisted the hand so much, like it's hard on the outside, my apologies, and soft and stretchy in the inside. He's like twisting his fist and makes it hard, super duper hard. It's like Gomu no super bazooka. Then he like literally creates like he just punches the whole lake. By the way, his hand is expanded so big it actually destroyed the whole lake, like creates like even more crater. Yeah, it's like the lake become way more deeper, and all the water from the lake disappeared, splashed out. Imagine if you put like a ginormous metal ball in a small tiny glass. Yeah, it would literally destroy the whole thing. Yes, basically the same thing happened here. And after that, everybody's like, shit, this kid is strong, this kid is bad news. And Deku takes both Minata and the Froppy Asui. I always forget her name. She's not that important. But strangely, I remember Minata's name because he's a creep like me. Yeah, he's a creep. Everybody remembers the creep. So they become like that. Then they jump, and Deku transforms into a ball, and then hops, goes to see the battle, and then he can see that like Aizawa Sensei Razorhead is badly wounded. He's like crying like, oh, kill me. And what's his name? Kurogiri and Shigaraki is laughing like, ha ha ha, I'm gonna kill everyone, I'm gonna kill even All Might. And Deku is like, no you don't. Then he jumps higher, then he's like, Gomu Gomu no Super Machine Gun Barrage Punches. Then he used like targeted punches to all of the villains, all of the other small fry villains, and they're like pretty much all taken out, unlocked out. And Shigaraki is like, oh Nani, this kid is so strong. And then Bakugo and also Shoto also takes care of a lot of the small fry, and all Kirishima also fights, and like, why not? Like, I'm gonna give them all of them some power. Why the hell not? Because they deserve some. So they take care of it, and Shigaraki is like, this kid is strong. Kurogiri, bring out the Nomu. And the Nomu comes, who fights with All for One. Remember that Nomu has power of shock absorption, the same power our boy Deku has, because he can change his body into rubber. So some rubber can take excessive amount of shock. So Kurogiri and Deku, like the Nomu and Deku are fighting. Like, it's like a brawl. They're like punching each other non-stop, like bum 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 bum. And Deku like makes his body hard from the outside and elastic in the inside. Then he's like, okay, this has gone enough. I'm gonna have to do something which I was saving for other things, but I'm gonna have to do it again anyway. Then he makes his whole body hard, gear 4. Yeah. And then he's like, then he unleashes gear 2, which makes his metabolism even faster, his speed even faster. He's bouncing, and he's like, gear 4, bounce man. Then he's like retracting his fist and twisting them up, like almost like a straight punch with a twist. You know, if you did karate, you know straight punch with a twist, but now imagine it's being 10 million twisted. And then he's like pummeling the shit out of the Nomu. It's like dum 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 dum. He punches him like 500 punches in a 1 second. Punches the Nomu so hard and so many times. The Nomu is like, yes, his shock absorption is not like keeping up with his and his shock absorption and regeneration can't keep up with the force and the impact that Deku is causing him. And Nomu is like dead, like almost like it's like in a vegetative state. It's regenerating it, but it's completely being like the top half of the Nomu is gone, including the brain, which Deku smashed it. And Kurogiri and Shigaraki is like, get me out of here, Kurogi. Shigura, get me out of here. And Kurogi is like, yes, master. Yes, master. Yes, master. And they are going, and all the heroes come. All Might come. The snipes. The hero with the gun shoots like Shigaraki's hands. So his hands are pretty much useless right now. And then they go, and there is no casualty. There is no nothing. And everybody sees Deku, like slowly there is steam emanating out of it because his body became extremely overheated due to the pressure. And Deku's like, this is very difficult to do. But oh well, it's my trump card. And Deku passes out. And this is where we're gonna left off part 2 of What If Deku ate the Gomu Gomu no Mi. And this is your host and host Kranti saying Chara, bye bye, signing off. But before I go, you must all know there are other contents in my YouTube channel. If you like them, please do subscribe. If you like them, please do share. If you like them, indeed, share with your friends and family. And subscribe, like and comment. Give me some ideas of video. I need some ideas. And also, sharing is caring. Subscribing means you just love me.